Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out some PlayStation 4 games being played over PlayStation Vita Remote Play. Today is Shadow Warrior. We'll just go have a quick look at the options before we do anything else. Game's got a couple of options. Why is that on hard? I swear I put that down to normal because I suck. But the game's got a bunch of interesting options to set. I would recommend setting the crosshair to be as big as possible because by default it's actually pretty hard to see. Also the blur effect. And there's also another setting that's really worth changing. I think that's in video. Yeah, the vertical field of view. Usually this would be somewhere down in like the 60s, but you want to put this up to 90, like as soon as you start deciding to play on remote play, because having the view be up that close with such a low field of view will probably give you some sort of motion sickness. Or at least I know it gives me some sort of motion sickness if I don't turn that up immediately. Anyway, let's go have a look at the actual controls. It doesn't tell you what these are off by hand, but the button guide does let you see where they've mapped stuff. Unfortunately, the default scheme isn't fantastic, but it's something that we can deal with. So the idea is it uses both sides for added pleasure and the touchscreen and all that. Touchscreen is completely fucking useless. Don't even bother with that, because that means you have to take your finger off move and then swipe it on the screen and then push another button. It's kind of ridiculous. You don't bother with that. Just use the analog stick controls. This one here on the left is your weapon wheel. This one here on the right is dodging and also sprinting. You have to hold it there, so you can't really go sprinting in direction, then immediately change direction. You have to stop. It's kind of annoying. You can also change the button layouts to left-handed, so that if you don't like it on one side, you can swap to the other. This would be a really nice thing to have in Call of Duty, but here it doesn't really help that much. You've also got aim assist, which I do recommend turning on, and also aiming and inverting, which I suggest you turn down, but you don't need to if you don't want to. That is a personal preference. So let's go ahead and actually get into the game now. The game runs it feels a little bit weird at 30 FPS. The game runs at 60 on the PlayStation 4, so it gets down converted to 30 frames for remote play, and it just feels a little bit odd. I'm not entirely sure why, it just does. Let's see if we can actually find something to kill. I better swap to a weapon that I actually have some ammo in. I haven't been playing for long. I've only been playing for like an hour. Maybe a bit longer. Alright, so I've just skipped another bunch of crap again because, seriously, this game's a bit weird about its pacing. I'm not entirely sure why. But yeah, this game's got some pretty hands-on combat. There's also the katana, which has 3 different settings as to whether you swing. So I've apparently got it on casual mode, so I just hammer the R button and it just swings. But there's also another mode which lets you move the camera in a specific direction, and you'll end up doing swings in a different direction. So using powers is probably the hardest part of this game because the analog stick has a fairly low range of motion. It's kind of hard to get it right. The idea is you tap like twice in a specific direction and then press the powers button to use the specific power. And there are also things like charge moves like this that also require double taps. It can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but frankly it's better than trying to do it by the touchscreen, because half the time I can't even get this to work. It's just retarded. I'm gonna pull out a demon heart. Nevertheless, the game does work. It will take a bit of tweaking to get right, though, I have to say. I should probably swap to something a little bit more firepower. That was a 4-star? Really? I thought I did terrible. Okay, whatever. Let's move along. But yeah, the game itself does work. It just requires a bit of getting used to, especially having the dodge button down here. Honestly, I think the dodge might be a little bit more useful on the rear touchpad, so you can access it at any time while you're moving and aiming. But at least they made an honest effort to make most of the control scheme comfortable. It does work. And can't really argue that. They did put the effort in and they should be rewarded for it, despite their control scheme not exactly working the best. Most of the unimportant stuff is out of the way. Most of the important stuff is in the way, so you don't need to worry about a particular set of controls being a massive pain in the ass to use. I'm going to swap to my PDW. Maybe aim down the sight. But yeah, it works. It's fine. I really don't have an argument with it. Let's just... Hi, Katana. I missed. Oh god, I'm being hurt badly. Not what I wanted to do, game. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. Oh, that's not good. Thankfully, I prepared for this. Suck it. I want to try and just get out of the way. Heal up a little bit. That's not the heal. As I said, the analog stick movements can be a little bit annoying. Let's grab some demon hearts. You know what? Let's just demon heart the rest of these buggers. That's more like it. So that was a quick look at Shadow Warrior. It works. It's fine. You're not going to be as precise as you would be on a PlayStation 4 controller, but most of these games never are, really. Not much you can do about it. It works. It's fine. It's enjoyable. That's all I've got to say. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.